What's up, guys? It's your boy Jay Reason here along with Trevor and Jonas, and this is going to be our NFL Week 9 predictions review. A lot has happened. As far as change-ups and trades, the power rankings. So we got a lot of talk. We have a lot to talk about tonight. Before we get into it, make sure you smash that thumbs up. It is much appreciated. And, of course, subscribe, and you'll be updated with content just like this for the NFL, NBA, NHL, and potentially MLB at some point. Nice little jab there. All right, guys. First game is going to be Thursday Night Football. That's going to be Philly and Houston. Trev, what do you think?
Philly. I'm going Philly until they lose, and I really don't think the Texans have any sort of like real bangers on their roster that opposes the Philly defense. Brandon Cook is questionable. Dameon Pierce is killer, but I think the front four in Philly can stop him for sure. So that's going to be my pick for Thursday night.
Yeah, I mean, Jalen's got almost 1,800 yards, 10 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's balling.
Yeah.
You know, and it's really interesting because obviously, you know, teams are watching the tape. They're trying to figure out a defense that can either get to him or obviously stop the pass and his receivers. I don't see any difference for the Texans, right? Unless something magically happens overnight and, you know, that Texans defense figures out a way to stop Jalen. This is going to be another blowout victory.
Which no team has done yet, right?
Yeah.
No team has figured out Jalen yet.
Houston even has any top defensive players that I can name off the top of my head.
They traded most of them last year and just went into full swing rebuild mode. They had a Bradley Roby for a while. They traded him.
Yeah, I think Houston's going to do the same thing as the Lions.
Just get rid of everybody.
They're not going to get the first pick.
Right.
The Lions
yeah, there's just tank so they can get better picks. Yeah, I mean, right now, as far as the yards allowed, they're allowing 228 yards passing, 186 rushing. So you're going to run and throw all over this defense. So.
Then again, I mean, we thought the Bengals were going to beat the Browns, and I don't know.
Well,
I think this is a way different game from that Bengals and Browns. This is way
different.
I don't think
Jalen Hurts has a way better offensive line.
But I'll probably kick myself in the butt. Oh, actually, no, I'll go Philly, yeah, because Houston hasn't even won a game at home. They tied that game at home.
Yeah.
Against, I think it was the Colts, right?
They lost to Tennessee. They lost to the Raiders. They won against Jacksonville 13-6. Lost to the Chargers and lost to the Bears.
Yeah. Unless the gods from the heavens come down and start sacking Jalen Hurts, I don't see them.
Yeah, I don't.
And their defense got better after the trade. So it's
that defense has been already A-okay, but when they started adding pieces in there, Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis, bringing Slay over from the Lions, and then they brought what's his name from the Giants, Justin Barry or something like that. He plays the other side of the corner of they've got like top. They're like and Brandon Graham, that's a Michigan product right there. That boy was good too. He's still good.
Yeah, Brandon Graham.
So yeah. I think Miles is gonna be sacked maybe at least 10 times, if not more.
Mills?
I'm just saying.
Davis Mills. Yeah. See, Philly does have some injuries, but
I mean, the only way I was going to say the only way that the Texans has any kind of chance in this game is if there's a significant injury. Right? That's the only way.
Right.
It would have
Like
to
a
be. It
more
would have to
athlete.
be Jalen. It would have to be Jalen. Because I mean, if they lose AJ Brown, that don't mean nothing. They still got they still got Smith out there. Still got running backs.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
got Sanders.
Sanders 563 yards, 5 touchdowns. That, for some reason defenses are having trouble stopping
I don't
him.
even know who Josie Scott is for a cornerback. He's the only one that's out for Philly.
He must have got hurt during practice or something.
Now Malik Collins for Houston was an old Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, Josiah Scott hurt
Yeah, I
his
was
ankle.
gonna say
He
Malik
hurt his ankle.
Yeah.
Or he has an ankle injury.
Oh,
Right?
they got Desmond King. Desmond King was drafted by Green Bay.
Yeah, he's an Iowa Hawkeye. He's been all
Yeah.
over the place, though. He's been a journeyman. He's like with
Yeah,
the Chargers, the Jags, Texans. He's been
Kind
everywhere.
of like Brandon Cooks.
All right,
Cooks
so
has been a
anyway.
journeyman, too.
we all think in Philadelphia. I mean, I think this was
Oh, yeah,
here
we're
we go
definitely
again,
going
though. Here we go again. Right? This is
We're going to make a separate parlay where we all take the Texans.
right?
all right. So this
I mean, if this team has something like just a little bit, I'd take them. But no.
there's no
I just
possible
don't see it
way.
happening.
It's not a shirt.
Like I said, there's no possible way at this point that you could go against the Eagles. It's just very difficult to find something
Right.
for the Texans
Right.
to give them, say, this cornerback is going to shut down AJ, or the pass rush is going to affect you. It's just not there. It's just not there. So
Yeah.
Right.
that's
Lovie Smith is at home, just watching Philadelphia game. Because Lovie Smith was a defensive coordinator before he ever became a head coach for the Bears.
Mhm.
So,
all right. So we're going all Eagles. I think the spread's fine. 14 point spread.
You don't think Houston can even cover?
I mean, it's 2 touchdowns, right? It's 2 touchdowns. It's not like they're saying like
Who's
20,
gonna be
28, 28 point spread. It's 2 touchdowns, right? Even Vegas is giving the Texans a chance to score a couple.
Those are pity points.
Yeah,
Those are
like we
pity
know
points.
it's going to be a blowout, but we're saying that they'll probably win by 2 touchdowns, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
And that's gonna be a damn shame if the Texans are the one who stopped this train.
and like
Right.
that's the tinfoil hat.
As long as if
coming
they
out.
play down, right? Like everybody in Philly's thinking right now, like, oh, this Houston's game's gonna be a breeze. We could probably take a break. And
Yeah.
then they just get skunked,
Yep.
lose their undefeated record.
Davis Mills finds some kind of way to come from the shadows of the darkness and pull off this huge win that nobody expected.
Hey,
Right.
who did Rogan Smith go to from the Bears?
Roquan Smith went to the Eagles.
Oh yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
No, he went to the Ravens. Roquan Smith went to the Ravens.
Did he? I thought it said he went to Philly.
No, he went to Baltimore.
He went to Baltimore?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, then that's not as... who cares?
Yeah, Roquan Smith
Yeah.
went to Baltimore.
I swore I saw it said Philly somewhere. And I was like, how gassed is this defense going to get? Good Lord.
Yeah. All right. So we're all going Philly. That's settled. That's settled. Next up, Chargers Atlanta. Chargers Falcons. Chargers are 3-point favorites.
I'm going Chargers again. I have an easier time picking the Chargers than any other team, I do believe.
I'm not mad about that, to be honest. I'm really not. The Falcons at this point are giving up a lot of passing yards. okay on the rushing side of defense, right? But they're going to give up a lot of passing yards to Justin Herbert. On the flip side, you do have potential injuries. You've got Keenan Allen, who's questionable. Dustin Hopkins questionable. Palmer's questionable.
Mike Williams out. J.C. Jackson done for the season.
Yeah. And then on the Falcons side, you got Cordell Patterson is on IR. So I think it's gonna be a close game for sure. Both teams are banged up.
Falcons by 3.
You're gonna take the Falcons, Jonas?
Yes, sir.
Didn't he take the Falcons last week? I could have sworn he took the Falcons last week.
And he got that.
Yeah, he got it. He got it too.
I think we all went Falcons, to be fair. I don't think any of us.
And Drake London and Marcus Mariota has a top side end and a top wide out.
Yeah.
You got people to throw to. I mean, the Chargers are putting the points allowed per game like 27, and the Falcons are only letting like 25.6. So,
yeah, I mean, just based off that
really
fact.
Tight. So that means that both defenses, because you would think that the Chargers wouldn't allow so many points because they have Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack up front.
Mm-hmm.
You know, easy to get to the running back, easier to get to the quarterback. And I don't know. I think they got more interceptions than they do sacks.
Well, I mean, the yards passing, Falcons are averaging 179, 158 rushing. Chargers are terrible at rushing right now. So they're going to be pass heavy. They're not going to have a really good run game. I think Atlanta takes this. I think I'm fine with the Falcons train this week.
All right, I will solo the Chargers.
What happened to I didn't know Cordell Patterson was out.
Yeah, he's
been out for a couple weeks now.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was in. Well, I guess he hurt or sprained his ankle, or let's see. He'll probably tell me if I look.
Yeah, I never read up to see if it was a high sprain or a low sprain.
It's his knee. He buckled his knee.
Yeah, he had a procedure.
Yeah, he's been out for 2 or 3 weeks.
He had a procedure. He's still recovering.
Mm-hmm. Designated to return to practice. Announced Wednesday. So, yeah, they probably won't start him for another week or so.
I really liked it when he played for Tennessee in the SEC. They kind of really looked over this guy. I think he was pretty good.
So are we thinking? Well, Jonas, you're going Falcons or Chargers?
I'm going Atlanta. I'm sticking with my pick.
All right, so
I like Kyle Pitts and Drake London.
I'm actually going with you this week because, like I said, I like what the Falcons may offer on defense this game against that Chargers run game. So the pressure is going to be more so on Herbert than anything to get that ball off. And yeah, they're both banged up, but I think the Falcons may actually pull this one off. So 2-1. Me and Jonas going Falcons, and Trevor's going Chargers. That's
never scared to ride alone.
Well, you can't be. You know, you can't be. You gotta stand on your. You gotta stand on your side sometimes. It is. It's what it is. Dolphins Bears. Miami is favored by 5.
I'm not riding the Bears this week. I don't have to. I didn't promise nobody I had to pick the Bears this week. Going Dolphins. I'm going for a winning week this week.
Yeah, they just lost Mr. Smith from their defense. I'm all right, Miami.
They did get Chase Claypool, though, right?
Yes, they did.
That is correct.
That's a big trade.
Do you think he'll be automatically inserted, though? So he's got to learn their playbook. I mean, some wideouts can do it, man. Just You can plug them in; they're ready to go.
You might get like some red zone packages, some like slants, the basic formations.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Miami's going to probably stop a lot of that running from Fields. They're going to make him pass the ball.
Yeah, Dolphins are going for it this year. They say,
don't
forget about us.
Yeah, they're gonna make him pass the ball. So he's gonna be under pressure a lot. I think Dolphins on this one.
I see a lot of missed field goals here too.
Missed field goals?
Sure. It's windy. It really is. It's a windy city.
It's supposed to be 52 degrees. Yeah, 52. Let's see.
It's gonna be a bit cold in the noon.
It's 50s and 60s. Nothing too crazy. Wind is up there. 20-mile-per-hour winds. That can definitely affect some of those kicks.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is true. Very true. I'm still going Miami though. I think Miami stops Fields' running game, and forces him to throw that ball, and he's going to get picked off because his accuracy is just not there. 7 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Yeah.
Rookie numbers.
Yeah, it's
who should have jumped on.
What's up?
Who should have jumped on that trade bandwagon? Trade me, Eddie Jackson.
Oh.
Eddie Jackson should have been like, "Hey man, I'm ready to go somewhere else."
Yeah. I'm hanging my cleats up here. Time to move on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Eddie Jackson's darn good, man. He's pretty good. He's the one that picked off Dak.
Well, there's all kinds of stuff that goes into a trade, though, right? Like, just because you have a specific contract here and you're getting paid well here doesn't mean that you can go somewhere else and get the same kind of love,
I don't know, man. Eddie Jackson's a pretty good, strong safety, man. You put him with the right team that needs a strong safety.
Yeah, but it always comes down to, do they have the cap at that point,
Right. He's like an Ed Reed.
Yeah. So what are you doing, Jonas? What are you thinking?
I'm on Miami. I'm riding with Tua and Hill and Waddle.
Here's another one. Here's another one. We're all going Miami. All right. So 3 for Miami. You got this down right, Trevor, because you're gonna have to send me this list. You're gonna send me the list, and I'm gonna have to go ahead and put it all together. All right. Next is Panthers Bengals.
I know I just might regret this one, but give me Carolina. I'm gonna ride with Walker.
Nice. I was so hoping you were gonna say that this whole week.
Trevor was so excited. He was ready for that one. Man, when is Burrow gonna have his bounce back game? That's what I'm thinking. When is he gonna have the bounce back game?
I don't know if last week against
line's not holding up for him.
No, I'd hate to see him get injured again.
Last year he got injured too, and they thankfully somehow he came back and still played.
Because
they would have made no Super Bowl if Burrow was injured. That's no joke.
I just don't want to give. I don't want to give up on Joe yet. I think after last game, he's going to bounce back. I think this may be that bounce back game, and they go 5-4. So put me down for the Bengals.
I like Joe and Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins. It's just that offensive line, man. It's just
it's terrible. The offensive line is terrible. We can all agree about that. Joe Mixon needs to really, really get out there open up some space for Burrow. The problem is they know that he's going to rely on the pass. Teams have been able to stop Mixon, right? So you stop Mixon, Burrow's got to, then revert to passing. They know that offensive line is terrible. Pass rush, blitz, and you stop them and you win the game. So they got to really, get the run game going, play action, give Joe some time to throw that ball, and Joe's got to find some confidence back there. But I think he can do that this week. Hopefully the coach has that kind of game plan in play, and I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Bengals.
Another thing that Mixon needs to do, though, and I saw it in the game, watching the highlights, I watched him not picking up the blitz, you know what I mean? Like when you have the running back off to your side, he's supposed to, pick the blitz up, be a linebacker or a safety.
Yeah.
He needs to do a better job.
Yeah. Well, Joe holds the ball because he's trying to extend the play to give his receivers time to get released. That's also a problem, is receivers aren't getting their routes. They're not getting separation off the releases because not everybody's Jamar Chase. So then Joe's got to hold the ball longer, but Joe can't hold the ball longer because his offensive line is just letting everything through. And then when they let everything through, Joe's not blocking.
Yeah.
So it's like the whole offense is fragile.
And I was going to agree with that too, because at the end of the day, it's like you look at what he's able to do with Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins, as far as they've got chemistry, but he definitely needs Chase out there.
Yeah. They need somebody to if Joe's got to get the ball out of their hands, they need that release to happen at the line of scrimmage. You have to get separation as soon as you start, because Joe can't hold the ball for an extra second. He does not have the time back there.
Well, and it goes back to what I said, right? When I said he needs to develop better, right? He either needs to become mobile, which he's slow, or he needs to work on that release and getting that ball off faster with accuracy. That's the only two options that he has with that offensive line. If he doesn't figure that out, then it's going to be a bust for Cincinnati this season. Completely.
Yeah, then it might as well be screen pass. He's going to be the next Drew Brees, right? He's just going to be throwing checkdowns every play.
Exactly. I'm going to take Bengals, though. I think this is the week that they figure it out, or try to at least, and give themselves a chance. So.
Yeah, and we all know a certain lady with a certain pair of house slippers that desperately wants the Bengals to win. So this one goes out for her.
Shout out to Teresa with the Bengals slippers.
Right.
This one's for you.
This one's for you.
Yeah, this one's for you. All right, next up, Packers Lions. Green Bay is favored by 3.5.
Lions are done for the season. They gave away their last Pro Bowler. DeAndre Swift ain't doing it. Jared Goff, still Jared Goff. Packers have to win this. I'm going to go Packers. Even though they're like my fade team right now, I'd still take them over the Lions.
Yeah, I just have this weird feeling that, somewhere, if Green Bay loses this game, Matt LaFleur would probably be close to being on the chopping block. So,
we can all agree Minnesota's taking this division, right? There's no way either of these two teams are going to do it. Detroit just traded TJ Hawkinson for basically nothing. It was a second round pick next year and a third round pick the year after.
Mm-hmm.
That's your last Pro Bowler. That's the last dude who is helping you guys. Yeah, I think Amon-Ra St. Brown, he might be back this week. I think he's still a little questionable, but he might be back. And then what? DeAndre Swift hasn't been, but he's been out for a while, nursing an injury. But then the Packers didn't even do anything. They've been losing all these games. They've been taking all this shit from the media and from the fans and basically everybody.
Yeah.
But then you don't make any moves during the trade.
They made no significant moves. None.
You did nothing. You didn't draft well, and then you picked up no trades. And then it's
if I was Green Bay, I would have been picking up somebody that Aaron Rodgers could have used as a weapon. And it's they didn't try. They didn't do anything.
Chase Claypool is sitting in Chicago now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Man, get it together,
Well,
Green Bay.
Well, they could have jumped up and paid, whatever to get Drake London. That's what he needs. He needs a big body receiver like Devontae Adams, or Drake London.
Well, they're
Someone
not
he
gonna.
can throw the ball up to, and they can, catch the ball. They're like ball hawks.
well. I mean,
Put the ball up in the air, and they'll,
whether
they'll get it.
whether it's someone like Devontae or someone like Drake, it's you got to understand that I'll say almost, right? Every quarterback in the league has their go-to, and Aaron Rodgers doesn't have that right now, right? He does not have a go-to player that can get him the first downs, right? You got to get first downs to win the game. Now you can rely on Jones; he's going to get you, those running yards, but eventually he's going to get slowed down. And Rodgers is having the toughest time right now going to the air because he doesn't have that weapon, and he doesn't trust the rookies, right? He hasn't built that chemistry. He hasn't built the relationship. He hasn't really developed with them. I did like, how he, I guess, showed his appreciation for last week, right? With Dobbs scoring that touchdown and, really, giving the pat on the back saying, hey, great job, but I'm thinking like,
He's
hey,
really missing Lazard though.
Yeah, he's missing Lazard without a doubt.
He's missing
Playing
Devontae.
this week.
What's up?
Is Lazard or Randall Cobb even playing this week? Let's see if they're out.
I'm checking it right now.
So
I know they
Christian
pulled him right.
Watson.
They pulled him on game day. Like Lazard, he was questionable all the way up till an hour before kickoff, and then they pulled him.
Yeah, it doesn't say it on my thing on my end. It just shows Christian Watson questionable and two
Shoot,
linebackers.
Aaron Rodgers is questionable this week.
Yeah, that right thumb.
Got thumb, yeah.
Yeah, that right thumb.
Randall Cobb's out.
Lazard's so
I
questionable.
mean, this is another
with his
team
shoulder.
that Aaron Rodgers could, confidently say, I own you. Just like the Bears, the Lions. The Vikings are iffy, you know what I mean? Every once in a while, the Vikings will get their win here and there. Green Bay plays the
Detroit
Lions.
used
or
to play
the
good.
Bears.
But even if you just look around the league, like every team is banged up. Like literally every team is banged up. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
They're still winning. Teams are still winning and banged up, and I think that's what the difference maker, right?
Yeah.
Like, how many of your 5-star guys can you afford to lose and still pull off a winning record? It's that roster depth.
Yep. That's exactly what it is.
Use the restroom real quick, guys.
So we'll keep going. So I assume we're going Packers. Because that's what it sounds like.
I'm going Packers. I'll go Packers.
Going against my
Jay's
better
going
judgment, but
Packers.
yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, like, maybe this is Detroit's time. They send away their best players and they start winning games like Carolina did.
We'll see. Colts Patriots. Patriots favored by 5.5.
I don't want to take either of these teams, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't.
Let's see. Colts still benching Matt Ryan, still starting Sam Ehlinger, just got rid of Naheem. Jonathan Taylor still isn't doing anything. Michael Pittman's not doing anything. Shaq Leonard's back. DeForest Buckner's still healthy. They're still not doing anything.
I'm expecting a super low scoring game.
Super low. Probably even boring, one might say.
Yeah,
This might
borderline
be a
boring.
game.
Yeah. On the flip side, Patriots are allowing 242 yards passing. They're basically about the same on rushing.
Right.
Only difference is Colts aren't running that ball because Taylor's out. They're averaging 87 yards a game.
Is he still? Well, I mean, even when he's in, he's not.
Yeah, he's still
that front line's. Yeah, that front line's not helping him at all.
Yeah, he's still questionable too. So. I gotta go Patriots.
I'm probably gonna. Yeah, I'm going to go Patriots as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, Luda.
Yeah, sorry, Luda. It's unfortunate, but it's just the reality of this one. You know, until Taylor comes back in and, you know, until Matt Ryan can.
Well, I mean, I think that hurt the team morale quite a bit.
Yeah.
You know, like they don't look like the Colts wouldn't. It wouldn't surprise me if the Colts start folding, right? Like they're in that area where they're supposed to be good on paper, and they keep winning or losing these games, and it's like you're going to get caught in the middle. And being in the middle of the next draft is not a good spot. You do not want to be in the middle, you know. So
and we're basically halfway through the season at this point. So
oh yeah, like. We're running out of time for anybody to start being in the hunt, right? Like, if you ain't got a winning record by now, what's the next 6 games going to do for you? What's the next 7 games going to do? You literally have to win the next 7.
Exactly.
You have to win the next 7. You have to win every single division game, and then you have to hope for a wild card spot. And then you can't lose to Jacksonville in the last game of the season.
So, yeah, I think this is... I mean, obviously the Colts want to win, but Patriots are going to take this. This should be an easy victory.
Do they want to win? Is that in their best interest?
Well, I would say that any team that's playing a sport wants to win. Now, will they fight hard to win? Probably not. Right?
You bench your $30 million a year quarterback for your third string backup. You fire your offensive coordinator instead of blaming the coach for the problems.
Yeah.
Last year's MVP candidate is not putting up the numbers. I would say he's a fantasy draft bust, hardcore. Like, if you got Jonathan Taylor as the number 1 overall pick, sorry about your luck. He's on your bench now. Right?
Could you imagine?
Even then,
could you imagine?
He's worth a flex spot at best.
I was going to say, could you imagine being, like, super excited you got Taylor at the beginning of the year? It's like, oh, yes, I know I'm going to get these points. And it's like, oh, he's a bust this year, you know.
Yeah, and the guy who usually dodges Christian McCaffrey because he's injury prone got stuck with him this year, and he's killing it.
Oh, yeah, he's killing it now. He's killing it now.
He's killing it.
All right, so
it's brutal.
We're going Patriots for this one.
I'm gonna ride with you guys. I'm gonna go Patriots.
Perfect.
Who'd you want for the Packers Lions? Did you want the Lions?
Packers.
There
I was hoping you take the Lions, bro.
There it is.
I want to take the Lions, but man, I just feel like they're just showing off. Like, hey, look at all the points we're putting on. But remember, guys,
each one of us is taking the Lions a different week, except for you, Jonas. You haven't even taken the Lions once. You should try it.
Well, here's the thing. You have the situation with Jones. Jones ran through the Bills defense, and the Bills defense is way better than the Lions. So I could see 3 touchdowns alone for Jones in that game. If
maybe a couple more for AJ Dillon.
Yeah,
just dragging boys behind him.
You know, so they'll win just off the running game alone.
I wanted to tell you guys this. So we all know who Gilmore is, right? He's from the Patriots.
He's on Gilmore.
Yeah,
right.
He's on the Colts.
Last week, because I watch all the highlights, even though I don't get to see all the games. So I'll watch all the highlights from every game that I couldn't watch on TV, just to study it and everything. McLaren, right? McLaren is from Indianapolis. He played in high school there and everything.
Sure.
And he straight jerked up like the ball right out of Gilmore's hands and scored that touchdown. Like, literally took it from a veteran cornerback that's getting paid a lot of good money. And
it's Gilly. All right. I should say that's how the Colts have been playing right there. That's how.
So
it's almost like they're missing.
I do like Leonard, though. Oh man, he is a amazing linebacker.
So just to confirm, we all took the Packers and we're all taking the Patriots.
Yes.
All right. So there we go with that. Next up is going to be Bills Jets.
The Jets. No, I'm kidding. I'm taking the Bills.
You know, I was waiting for a joke to come, and I didn't think it was going to be you, Trevor. I'm disappointed.
Did you really think I was going to take the Jets?
I thought it was going to be Jonas, and you just took first dibs at that.
I was waiting for you to call this game.
First dibs. Obviously, we know what the Bills are going to do.
Let me see. Only quarter day. Hey,
if it's not the cheat,
can you tell me if Hall is playing this week? Can we look that up?
No. Brees Hall is out for the season.
Yeah, he's out.
He's out for the season?
The season.
Torn
season.
ACL, torn meniscus. He's done for the year.
Oh, yeah, I'm going Bills. I would have thought they would.
Wait a second. As if
was Brees Hall
was he the X factor in regards to winning the game? Come on, yo.
Bro, do you see the rushing yards he was putting up?
He's not putting those numbers up against the Bills.
Well, he got no more because he's got a banged up kneecap.
If his kneecap was made of gold, he is not putting up those numbers against the Bills defense.
He said gold.
Hold on. Did Aaron Jones put up a lot of rushing yards against the Bills defense?
Brees Hall is not Aaron Jones.
Right.
Brees Hall is still younger than Aaron.
Yeah, but Aaron's like...
Yeah, that has nothing...
He's a made man. He's a proven 5-star running back. Come on.
Yeah, he's 16... Brees Hall is 16th for yards, 463 yards on 80 attempts. He's averaging 5 yards a carry.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but
for a running back, that's pretty good.
That's not Jones. That's not Jones' numbers, though.
Right. But they did get James Robinson, so I hope he goes out there and gets a little bit more game time than he did last week. Now he's got time to study the playbook. I'll always support him for the rest of his career, no matter which team he gets dropped on.
I can't wait to see Diggs and Sauce Gardner.
That's going to be a great matchup. That'll be a great matchup without a doubt.
It out. I think that's going to be a good matchup to watch.
Jonas is
so
taking
you
the
going
Jets?
Are you taking the Jets?
No, they just added Hines. No, I'm gonna take the Bills. But I'm just
saying.
You
have the weirdest X factors in these games.
But I'm just saying, dude.
They just added Naheem Hines.
Yeah,
they just added Hines. I'm gonna take the Bills.
Who got to say that Sauce has to line up with Gabriel? Davis. That'd be a good matchup too. They're both young.
It'll be a great matchup, but then Josh, if Stephon Diggs is locked up, if Gabriel Davis is locked up, okay, Josh is gonna run, right? And if Josh can't run, then the motor's gonna run. And if the motor can't run, then here comes Dawson Knox. And if we need that sneaky 3rd and 10, all right, bring in Shakur. There's so many different options. This is the thing about the Bills. There's so many different options right now. So, yeah, I mean, it's not just a case of
dump the ball off to Singletary, Hines, or Cooks too.
I was gonna say, bring in Cook for the screen.
Can't forget about Zach Moss. Zach Moss is still there doing stuff.
Yeah, well, Moss has been kind of, sitting on the back shelf
sidelined
for a little bit.
Well, maybe they should have traded him a little bit.
I think that's the reason why they brought Hines over.
Well, no, Moss. I mean, it's just adding depth with Hines. We still got Moss. So,
yeah.
All right. So we're all going Bills.
Catching the ball in the backfield.
I like the spread, 12.5. It's kind of disrespectful, though, to be honest. 12.5 against the Jets.
Yeah, I was thinking it'd be a little bit higher, at least 17.
Yeah. But it is
at least.
I guess they're giving the benefit of the doubt because they're playing at home. Jets are playing at home, so
right.
And it really doesn't help them out much.
I mean,
their fans,
aren't
like the Giant fans.
All right, so we're all going Bills. Next up, Vikings Commanders.
I think the Vikings are going to be one hell of a wagon, man.
They're playing at Washington.
Yeah.
Ooh. I can't believe Young is injured still. That's sad. Missing out being a good defensive player.
Zadarius Smith won NFC Defensive Player of the Year. The Vikings just got TJ Hawkinson. Like, they're going all in on offense. Now, I mean, their offense is just straight fire right now.
Yeah.
That's a defensive player that Green Bay should have never gave up. Zadarius Smith.
Mm-hmm. He is.
And Smith are pretty good together.
He is just racking up sacks, tackles, you name it. He's been doing it for the purple guys instead of Green Bay.
I mean, I want to ride with Minnesota because they have lost the game. And
The only game they lost was against Philly. Everybody's lost who's played Philly.
Minnesota's going to have to play Dallas as well, and they're going to have to play the Bills as well. So to me, that's an extra 2 more losses. Oh, man, I don't know this Heineke thing, man.
He's doing great. You know,
Scary
Terry.
And you know what? I'll be honest. I kind of I overlooked him.
No, year before. My bad. Year before.
I overlooked Heineke, and I was, because there's always quarterbacks we overlook every year, right? A lot of people overlooked Alex Smith, right? Just as an example. But I feel like he's in a role to where he's like, hey, I can take over this team. I can do the job. And so that's why he's playing at the level he's playing. Now, are they going to beat the Vikings? No. Vikings are going to go 7-1. And if you look at the spread, which is really interesting, this is another one where I feel like the Vikings are being disrespected 3.5. These teams aren't evenly matched. 252 passing yards, 246. That's basically it there for the matchup. But when it comes to allowed, 232 versus 120.
Not even fair.
Yeah, I mean, I don't with the defense that Washington has, it's gonna keep them in the game, I think, long enough to potentially make it, make it a chance for them to win, potentially. But if that connection between Jefferson and Cousins sticks and Thielen gets out there, he balls out, Cook does his thing, it's going to be a blowout. I think the biggest thing that the Vikings has on a weekly basis is that the chemistry issue, right? They're on one game, and then they're just off on the next. So it's kind of like, when they're clicking, it's like, oh, they're doing great. And then the next game, it's like, what the hell happened? You guys had all the chemistry in the last game. I'm thinking that happens again this week. I mean, they won 34-26 against the Cardinals. It's not going to be a close game here for Washington.
I sure wish that Chase Young was playing or not, man. He just started practicing, but they don't know. They're uncertain with playing time. That's another guy that brings a good to get to Cousins.
Yeah, he's on PUP. They just moved him to the PUP list.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he'll be back by the end of the season, but still.
Give me Washington.
Still got to win.
I'm going Washington.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Wow. Going against the grain. All right, buddy.
That's why
I just can't help it. Heineke and McLaren, they're good. The quarterbacks Washington has brought in for McLaren, Heineke is like the guy that they had the whole time that just clicks with McLaren. Like, McLaren knows where to go. It's just hard for me to see because they're playing in Washington. It's not like if they were playing in Minnesota, yeah, I'd lean more Minnesota because Minnesota's a dome team. There's a difference between dome teams and open stadiums.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna ride with Washington.
I respect it. I respect it.
Wonderful.
All right, next up, what are you taking, Trev? You're going Vikings, right?
Yeah, I'm going Vikings.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, next is going to be Raiders Jaguars. Raiders favored by 1.5.
Man. I cannot believe we're pushing week 9 and the Raiders their standing is just
can't be trusted.
remarkable.
They can't be trusted.
Just cannot win a game. You got he went for 0 points against the Saints, who are starting third string every position.
Yeah.
That's insane.
0 points.
Well, I went for both teams last week, and they both failed me. Both of them miserably failed me. I mean, the Vegas lost in a shutout. They even put no points on the board. This one's going to be hard to pick. I guess I'm going to take the home team. I think the Heat will drain them.
Is it going to be hot? I'm just checking my weather.
I think Jaguars find a way to bounce back against the Raiders. Or do you think the Raiders bounce back against the Jags? Because it's going to be a dogfight, right? Both teams coming off of a ridiculous loss.
Oh, man. I bet Devontae is just pissed. I bet he's writing love letters to Aaron Rodgers. Like, I miss you, AR-12.
Right.
I never should have let you go. You're my only friend.
Should have never left the cheese wedge.
right.
Should have never left the cheese wedge.
Yeah, and I don't know what's about. Like, even Josh Jacobs couldn't get on the board. He's like the number 3 running back right now in the league. Like, he was just going like an unstoppable force.
Yeah. If I was betting, I would leave this one. I would leave this one alone. But just for the sake of picking, I think I got to go with the Jaguars.
Okay, I'm gonna go Raiders just because. I don't know why. Why did I just say that?
Yeah.
Give me a reason to pick the Raiders.
I just don't have one right now.
Give me one good reason why I should ride the Raiders this week, except for like my fantasy team. Clearly, I need the boys to put some points on the board.
I mean, the matchup predictor is 50.1%. If that helps you. Josh Jacobs is, he has 676 yards off 6 touchdowns.
Oh yeah, he's a monster, man. Like for the last couple of weeks, he's been putting up 40 points on my fantasy team. I assume that's the way he was just going to be. And then,
I mean, so let me ask you this: Do you take 9 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, or do you take 10 touchdowns and 6 interceptions?
It's the same number.
Well, that's your 2 quarterbacks right there.
One of the teams has had a bye week, and the other one hasn't.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're like the same guy.
Yeah, it's the same number. Basically.
Is Trevor Lawrence the next Derek Carr? Is that what we're saying?
This is literally
it's
a coin flip. It's literally a coin flip.
Yeah. Philip's right. Should just flip that coin.
Yeah. Like Slade, I'm going to Jaguars.
I'll go Raiders. Screw it.
All right. There it is. What's up, Jonas?
No, wait. They're in my division. I'll go Jags. Raiders are in my division. I don't want them to win any games. I just need them to stop sucking. There we go. That was the reason. I'll go Jags.
Jonas
is muted.
Oh, yeah, he is. All right. Next up, Seahawks Cardinals.
I'll go Seahawks. I like what I see.
Yeah, I like what Geno's doing right now, and Pete Carroll's he's got it figured out with Geno. He's got a nice little thing going.
Yeah, there's a lot of young players in Seattle that are really trying to make a name for themselves.
Yeah, I think
like
Pete Carroll's trying to sneak his way into a playoff appearance.
Mm-hmm. And Arizona's going to torch this defense, so I can't wait to see like Geno put up another 50-point game. You know?
Yeah.
Because Seattle's defense has a lot of holes, but that's the best part is because it's always a high octane game. You're gonna see points being made.
Yeah, this will be a high scoring game for sure. The over under is 49.5, so that tells you what you need to know right there.
And I'm going Jacksonville. If you guys didn't hear me.
Okay.
So we're all riding the Jags. We're fading the Raiders completely.
Make sure you write it all down, Trev. Make sure you write it all down.
Maybe I should go Raiders then, just so I can change it up a bit.
Well, no, I mean just keep it that way, and I'll just make another parlay. Unless you really want to go over to the Raiders, is up to you.
Man, give me time to think about it.
I'm not running
That's
with
tough.
Vegas.
We'll come back to it. So, what are we doing as far as Seahawks Cardinals?
I'm going Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm going Seahawks too.
Let's see. Because I like Buda Baker. Oh boy, Arizona's not even good at home. What?
Yeah,
wow.
They're 1-3.
Yeah, I'm like Seattle with Pete Carroll and Geno Smith.
Gotcha.
All right. Next
Well,
up.
I mean, this is another division team thing, though. You know, division rival games are much harder to pick.
Yeah.
It wasn't harder.
Seattle's
It
defense.
wasn't harder to pick than that
Browns.
Raiders Jaguars.
Yeah, I'm
They're
still
not
up in
the
the
same
air on that.
division.
Yeah. Rams Buccaneers.
There's that.
Cooper's out, right? Cooper
Yeah,
Kupp's
Cooper
out.
Kupp out.
Yeah.
And that division is wide open, man. The Saints, Falcons, Buccaneers, and Panthers. Any one of them can take it.
I don't know.
Atlanta's ahead.
I don't know if Tom Brady can go another game losing the way that he has.
I'm sure the Bucs can.
Well, 66.8%.
Makers-
Antoine Whitfield is questionable. Mike Evans questionable. Julio Jones questionable. Russell Gage everybody's questionable. With that said, Buccaneers are 3-point favorite.
So I don't trust that at all. I'm going Rams.
Man, we're gonna give Tom Brady another loss, huh?
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm going to dunk on him all season. It has nothing to do with his divorce either. I'll let his wife do that for me.
Oh shit.
I'm talking about that too. The whole team. I'm just dunking on that whole team.
You know what?
You guys are playing like...
As much as I don't want to, and I hate betting against Tom Brady, I think I'm gonna go with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Rams too.
I want to say I'm going to take the Bucs at home for the win.
All right.
I think their 3-game losing streak comes to a halt.
All right.
I just don't see how everybody's injured in that defense is just letting things happen, just allowing abuse.
Tom is deflated right now. He is deflated, just like deflated.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Matt Ryan got benched for like playing just as well as Tom is right now. So
yeah,
maybe it's time for Tom to let Kyle Trask start a game or two.
Yeah, give the kid a shot. Take a little breather.
Give him
I
a
said
shot.
that before.
I mean, your division's up in the air.
But Coop's gone. Who else they got throwing the ball to? Cam Akers is questionable.
Nah, they
Van
haven't been
Jefferson
running
is
Cam Akers that
questionable.
much though.
Yeah.
Kyrie Williams, the running back, is questionable.
Yeah, the whole team's questionable. I mean, basically at this point.
Like, this game is like up in the air, and they're right. There's only 3 points. I wouldn't even probably give it that. I think it'd be like where one's going to be like 19 and the other one's going to have 20. That type of game.
So
where you have to go for a 2-point conversion to really win.
So you're still going Bucs?
Yeah, I'm going Bucs. I'm gonna ride with Tom. I'm gonna ride with Tommy boy.
All right, 2-1.
He needs some friends right now. That's where.
Yeah.
He needs somebody.
All right, next up, Titans Chiefs.
It's time, boys. It's time you pick the Chiefs. I've been waiting for this week all season.
I don't know.
Are y'all telling me you're still not going to take the Chiefs? Dang.
They're both 5-2.
Well, I mean, look at King Henry. He's on it, bro.
Wait a second. They're both 5-2. Titans are 3-1 away. Titans are 3-1 away, and it's not easy. I would say this season to give Mahomes games.
That was a good game last week.
They're both 5-2. This is going to be a shootout. This is actually a great game for Sunday Night Football.
Malik Willis is out.
Yeah,
so or not Malik Willis. Tannehill's out, so Malik Willis will be starting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why? What is it? Is it because you guys secretly hate me or something? Like, why couldn't you just take the Chiefs to support your bro one time? Just one time.
So I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. On this one, passing yards allowed 297 for Kansas City. Passing yards allowed for the Titans are only 274. Rushing yards allowed are 92 for Kansas City versus 89 allowed for the Titans. This game is really evenly matched defensively. Now, yes, I'm not going to sit here and say that Patrick Mahomes isn't one of the best quarterbacks in the league, because he is. He will find a way to win. But I think this game is going to be a lot closer than what people think it will, and it's going to come down to the wire. It's going to be one of those games that you didn't expect out of the Titans, and they may hang on close enough to take a potential victory.
Like the Colts? Like the Colts game was?
Like the Colts game.
Look at Henry. I mean, he's almost at 1,000 yards of rushing.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely insane. 755 yards, 7 touchdowns. They're not going to stop Henry.
Nobody ever stops Henry unless you break his foot.
Yeah, you're not going to stop Henry.
His nickname is Mr. October because September's slow. October, he just puts up these crazy numbers, and then November, he's ready for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I doubted Tennessee last week.
So
kicked myself in the butt for not thinking about Henry. That's who they're going to feed it to. Because before Tannehill got there, Henry carried that team to several victories.
He still carries that team.
But
Vrabel did. Without him last year, Vrabel did get Coach of the Year. He led them to the number 1 seed in the AFC. They had the most injured roster last year. So, I mean, with or without Derrick Henry, the Titans have a winning mentality. So,
I'm going to go Kansas City because I know they should win. But,
yes.
But something is telling me that the Titans will give them a run for their money, and they may take it.
Hey, that's fair. I'll take that. I'll take it. I hope it's a good game.
That's.
I hope Derrick Henry runs up and down the field 20 times, as long as the Chiefs win.
Well, but keep in mind that's the analytical side of me coming out, right? I'm not just saying, "Oh, KC's gonna win," but yeah, you have to look at the numbers. And right now, the Titans are finding a way to win. They're both 5-2. So this is going to be a dogfight. And who knows how Pat Mahomes is going to be feeling at home after suffering, a loss to the Bills. So we'll see.
I think the Bills are like his favorite team to play against, right? Because it's like that brother.
The challenge. Yeah, the challenge.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But keep in mind, those kind of losses, when you have an ego or when you're playing at the elite level like Pat Mahomes is, that sticks in your mind. All the chatter, all the talking, because now you're focused on January, and you're focused on Orchard Park and Highmark Stadium in January because you want that get back.
That's right.
So this is going to be a good one. Like I said, I'm going to go with KC, but I'm not counting out the Titans.
So does that mean I can ride alone?
Yeah, you can ride along.
Give me King Henry, guys. Give me King Henry.
There it is. There it is.
Hey, listen. The running back's job is not only just to rush and get yards and get touchdowns, right?
He's got
But the key thing, the key thing for a running back is chewing up the clock. That's how you manage the clock management thing.
Sure.
They chew up the clock a lot because, they don't usually run out of bounds and stuff like now a wide receiver on a skinny post and they run out real quick.
Yep.
So yeah, I think Tennessee will try to chew up that time to try to keep Patrick and the offense, that fire offense, like off the field as much as they can. Because I think that's the only thing you can do to stop Kansas City is you've got to eat up that clock. Because if you don't, even at a minute 30 seconds, bro, they're scoring a touchdown. Some way Travis finds an open spot in a defense and Patrick hits him all the time. We saw it last year when they played against the Bills, that back and forth. And somehow Travis Kelce finds that open spot in the area and Patrick hits him on a dime.
So 2 for the Chiefs, 1 for the Titans. There it is. Last game, guys. Monday Night Football. Ravens, Saints. Baltimore 2.5-point favorites.
Like, it should be easy to say the Ravens, but the Saints are kind of...
Flip a quarter. This is a flip a
scary,
quarter.
man. They're kind of scary.
After what just happened with the Saints putting up all those points, defense holding
the Raiders, right?
Holding the Raiders to 0.
Nasty.
Now, I guess I can't sit here and say that the Raiders
don't have
are
a bad defense, though.
But I can't sit here and say that the Raiders have a better offense than the Ravens, right? You can't say that at this point. These are the same Ravens that just beat Tom Brady. And the Buccaneers.
Let's see, where are we? Let's see.
I'm trying to see.
I want to see if the Saints are getting anybody back this week, or if they're still going to be riding on
Because I
fumes.
couldn't believe the Ravens lost Mark Andrews, and that is Lamar's go-to guy, the security blanket that he's got. Mark Andrews is like Travis Kelce, always finds the open spot of the defense, and Lamar hits him. This one's tough. My heart says Saints, and my brain's like, don't be dumb. You better take them Ravens.
Yeah, I mean, Ravens are 2.5-point favorites.
I think that's kind of a low ball shot for the Ravens that put up a lot of points.
Yeah, but they're stopping the pass.
They'll get some good.
Saints are stopping the
some
pass.
Good defenses, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Saints are stopping the pass. They're only allowing 225 yards per game, and then on the rushing side, they're only allowing 112 rushing. I'll say this. I said this before, and I'll say it again. Obviously, you stop Lamar running, you're probably going to win the game. That's just what it is. If you can stop Lamar from running, you're probably going to win the game.
Yeah, because we watched Miami losing 35-7 and come back and win. What, 41 to, or no, 42-38 or something like that, 41-38.
I will have to say this is the healthiest. This is the healthiest the Saints have looked all season, to be honest with you.
As weird as it may be, I'm going with the Saints because it's too easy to pick. It's too easy to pick Baltimore for those specific reasons, right?
And the Saints might win this division, dude. They seem like they're actually putting in the effort.
Yeah,
that division is up for grab for any of those teams.
I'm gonna take the Saints and their defense over the Ravens offense.
Okay. How about you, Jonas?
I'm going to ride with Lamar. I think the kid is pretty good. They're going to be inside of a dome.
All right.
I mean, he's not doing bad for rushing as a quarterback, 553, and throwing 1635.
Oh, yeah. He's top rusher in the league. It's crazy.
It's bad that
where are you going, Trevor?
Or be up against like the Bills and the Chiefs. So we know that Baltimore is not going to get a 1 or 2 seed. They're going to be the 3rd seed.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to roll with I'm going to roll with the Ravens as well.
I'm going Saints alone. Wow. All right.
Yeah, buddy. But hey, if you win this, then like I will. I mean, if the Saints win
you
this
on
game,
your back for the upset. Yeah.
No, I will. I'll definitely consider them as more of a contender, because I guess in my head I still see the Saints as who the Saints are supposed to be.
Sure.
Right, opposed to who they really are.
I just don't see. I'm looking at what Vegas sees, right? Vegas is seeing as Ravens as 2.5-point favorites. Vegas doesn't believe in Baltimore in this game.
Right.
So, over/unders 48. But we will see.
Maybe I should go Saints. Jameis is back. Michael Thomas might play. Chris Olave is back.
What about Lattimore?
He's questionable, but it doesn't say they're going to hold him. It just says questionable.
Well, I saw him last week play. He got a few pass breakups.
Yeah, like I said, I'm going with that Saints defense.
Yeah, that defense. Oh. Yeah. Damn.
Do they still have Cameron Jordan on that defense?
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like the captain of the defense. They have Marshawn Lattimore, Tyrann Mathieu, and Cam Jordan. So they're like well put together at 3 different positions, right?
And they're basically one of the very few teams in the league that have that chemistry on defense. Like they know their job and they do it well.
Maybe I should take the Saints. You know what? I think I will take the Saints. I think you're right. If they could shut down, I mean, granted, if Mark Andrews is just questionable, Harbaugh release. Say he doesn't think it's anything too serious, but he will be, on a game time basis. Maybe I do take the Saints here. If they shut down Lamar, it's over, right? That's the game.
Yeah, if you shut down Lamar running, you force him to pass, he's going to make some mistakes against that defense.
I mean, even if you let him run a little bit, even letting Lamar run a little bit isn't too bad.
No, it was Roquan is Smith is he's with the Ravens now.
Yeah.
It's not the Eagles, it's the Ravens.
Yeah, it's the Ravens.
Yeah.
I don't see that being a factor in this game.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't see that being much of a factor in this game.
You're thinking of Robert Quinn went to the Philadelphia Eagles.
That's it. It was Robert Quinn. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I saw somebody go from Chicago to the Eagles. It was Robert Quinn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are we doing?
Yeah, Chicago.
That's why I think Eddie Jackson should have left too. But like, hey, I'm out.
Yeah. I'm going to go Saints. Actually, I changed. I'm going to go Saints.
All right, so 2-1.
Roquan Smith and Jason Pierre-Paul. Yeah, I'm going to...
Maybe I don't. Calais Campbell is questionable. Or is he out? I think he's just questionable.
I think it said I think it's an out.
He's questionable. Rashad
Yeah,
Bateman's
questionable.
out. Mark
Yeah,
Andrews is
Bill Rashawn.
questionable. Gus Edwards is questionable.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Ravens. I'm gonna
Damn.
see what Roquan Smith brings to this defense. Does he give him a good spark?
All right, well there it is.
It's just something that the Ravens shouldn't have gave up in the first place. They should have signed C.J. Mosley, the rookie that they drafted and won a Super Bowl with. And
Yeah,
they let
CJ
him
is
walk.
good stuff. He just got injured last week too.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I didn't pick the Jets.
Yeah.
He's a good linebacker, man. He knows how to get to your quarterback. He knows how to stop the run. And he played with some great players like Ed Reed and Ray Lewis.
All right, well that is week 9 predictions.
We'll
Bye
see
week
how
teams.
it goes.
Bye week teams are going to be your.
Trevbot,
Yes.
who are you going for? Ravens or Saints?
I was hoping we could change the subject. I could just get out of that one.
No,
He tried it. He tried it. I mean, he said Saints. He flip flop and he said Saints. Now we're back at it.
We get to Monday night, he'd be like, "Yeah, I did pick that team. Remember?"
Yeah, I'll just clip it and be like, "Remember
Right,
that's what I
as soon
said
as
to
the other
Ravens."
team won, he'd be like, "See, I told you I picked the Saints." He did that magic trick out there. And then Ravens win. He'd be like, yeah, I saw the Ravens. I bet it on the Ravens.
Come on, Trevor. Which one is it?
Because he
Saints.
said both teams. You can't pick both teams.
You going
If we
Saints?
can do that, then I'm picking all the teams. And whoever wins, then I'm just
All right, he
undefeated.
picked Saints. He picked Saints.
I'm going Saints. I'm going
You're
Saints,
going
guys. Yeah.
All right,
Damn.
so bye week teams: Browns, Cowboys, Broncos, Giants, Steelers, 49ers are all in the bye.
Yeah, that's a lot this week.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, because next week my boys have to play Green Bay at Green Bay.
All right. So that is it, guys. NFL Week 9. Obviously, if you've made it this far, make sure you smash that like and, of course, subscribe to the channel. Stream schedule for this week obviously will not be out. Unfortunately, the discrepancy as far as stream day is either going to be Sunday or Monday. I am not sure yet. Got to figure out what YouTube wants to do. Obviously, if they do let us go back to streaming on Sunday, we'll have our regular 3-game schedule. If not, it'll be Monday Night Football. Otherwise, you guys know how you can find me on the Google Meets for Thursday night, and then, of course, Sunday and Monday. Otherwise, obviously, I'll see you guys back on YouTube, most likely on Monday. And, yeah, that'll be it. So until next time, we'll see you guys. Thanks a lot, Trev. Thanks a lot, Jonas.
Hey,
You're welcome.
take it easy, family.
Take it easy, fam.
Peace.